Welcome to Living in Grand Rapids, the podcast. I am Josh May.
I'm Katie Arnold.
I am Leah Hills.
And I'm Ross Bacon.
And we are four of the May Group Realtors with Remax of Grand Rapids. Excited today to bring you guys another episode. And we are in the fall. Fall is definitely my favorite season of the year. Let's talk about that for a sec. Are you guys into fall as much as I'm into fall?
There's a lot going on in the fall.
Love
fall. The weather breaks. It's comfortable. Football starts. You got cider. You got hiking. You got all kinds of activities you can do in the fall in Michigan.
Yeah, fall is definitely my favorite season, hands down, and it is never long enough as far as I'm concerned.
Correct.
There's something
very short.
Something about that crisp air. It's almost like it kind of happens overnight. This year it happened on September 1st. You woke up in the morning, the crisp fall air was there, and you knew it was time to talk about some outdoor activities in Michigan that we're all going to enjoy this fall with our friends and our family. So who wants to kick it off today?
I will, with my favorite activity of fall, which is apple picking. So nice. I don't know if you guys, but this is something my family does every single year. We probably go maybe even 3 to 4 times because we always like to get a variety of apples. And since their peak time changes, we have to go every single time. As we all know, there's tons of places in Michigan to go, but just a few that people could check out are Cranes, Robinettes, Block, which we just did a 3x3 at this month. There's Ed Dunneback and Girls. Do you guys have like a favorite place that you like to go to pick apples?
I don't have a favorite one. I like Robinettes. I like Robinettes during the week. You beat the crowd, you beat the weekend crowd. I mean, it is a pretty incredible orchard. They got a lot going on there. And then Block is just right up the street from my house. So it's a stone's throw away. So I would say between those two, I haven't ventured out too much to any of the other ones. Kind of try to stay close to home when it comes to apple orchards.
Yeah, I like to bounce around. I like to bounce around a little bit. Now I'm going to be completely honest with you here, guys. This is where I'm honest with this situation. My kids and wife love picking apples. I don't remember when I actually did it last, but I know. There's, we're going to get into this a little bit later. Because when I go to the orchard, I'm focused on something a little bit different than picking apples, which is going to be our next topic. As far as where we like to go, to be honest with you, we like to bounce around a little bit. Picking apples up in northern Michigan, quite a treat. You're up there, you got the color change, you got the apples in that area. We do hit Robinettes, but I will tell you, if this helps, I mean, my favorite apple to eat, I can let you know what that is if you guys want to know.
Yeah, tell us.
All right.
Honey Crisp.
No, Macintosh.
Oh, Macintosh. Okay.
Yeah. It's Honey Crisp was a close second, though.
Okay.
Leah, how about you?
Favorite apples? Is that what we're talking about? Oh, favorite apple, Honeycrisp. I mean, that's everyone. Isn't that almost? Oh, well, besides you, Josh. But Honeycrisp is my absolute favorite for sure. Hands down.
Honeycrisp are really good, but I have to say I love a golden delicious apple. Those were my favorite for years, and so they're probably like neck and neck with.
There's not really a bad apple. No pun intended.
There are bad apples.
There's
definitely incorrect.
Like a bad apple.
True.
Yeah, there's bad apples. I don't like soft apples. Don't do it for me. Anyway, let's keep moving on, guys. So I said that, I'm not really into the apple picking because typically I am the one that is out researching these corn mazes at the orchards. Over the years, I've become quite the corn maze expert, you could say. We average about 2 to 3 corn mazes a year around Grand Rapids with the family. And as you all know, I've got a couple kids, 4 to be exact, under the age of 10. So corn mazes are like a big fun thing for these kids. I'm going to give props. I'm going to go out to Heidi's bakery and orchard stand there in the Lowell area. They've got a real intense corn maze that if you go there at night, I went there last year at night and I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not getting out of here. Like, so I need to just cut through the corn to get out of here because I'm not going to get out of here. So a night corn maze experience is really fun. Last year, I also did Robinettes by day. That's a great place to go up on the northeast side. And there's just so many corn mazes, but that's in my wheelhouse. You guys into corn maze?
I don't think I've ever done a corn maze.
I don't think I have either.
Maybe once. I don't recall.
I also have never done a corn maze.
Okay, well, it looks like
we're gonna have a May group outing.
We got some activities, so I would really highly recommend that you'd find a corn maze that can be done at night, and you take a little flashlight with you, and then maybe you have like a coffee or hot chocolate, and you just settle in. Some of these corn mazes have maps. Some of the corn mazes you can actually pull out like the aerial photography if you want to get real detailed and intense about this. Borderline kind of cheating a little bit, but if you're stuck, you're stuck. So I have to Google like pictures to see where I'm at in this intense corn maze. Anyway, the point is, if you want a real experience, my thought is go at night, get some warm hot chocolate, coffee, and just go enjoy the experience.
Not one of you has mentioned apple cider and donuts. I mean, that just kind of goes hand in hand with an apple orchard visit. You have to have it, and you got to put the donuts in the cider. Little surprised nobody's mentioned that.
But I've never been a big donut person, and actually apple cider donuts are the one donut that I like.
Yeah, and the other thing you gotta get there as the donuts are coming off of
fresh donuts.
They have to be warm is the key. Well, yeah, absolutely. So we'll throw apple ciders and donuts in there, obviously. I mean, I thought that was a given, but okay, Ross wants to prove us wrong. That's fine.
Leah and I were kind of battling, going head to head here on this next topic because we're both very into it. And Leah, let's talk. I'll let you take it away.
Okay.
But, hiking.
Right. We got hiking.
Is fantastic.
Now, I will admit first, now here in Michigan, it's a little different. Do we call it hiking or do we call it walking? What do we want to call it?
It's walking.
It depends where you're going.
Walking in nature.
Walking
in nature around, it would be considered around Grand Rapids. I call it a hike if it's an overnight. Or do we put a minimum mileage on it for it to become a hike? Does it have to be over 3 miles for it to be considered a hike?
I don't think you have to put a distance on that.
I consider it a hike if you're going uphill for an extended period of time. I consider it a hike.
Uphill.
So it's an elevation thing.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was going to be a huge conversation, but I was saying, okay, so hiking / walking, whatever we want to call it, there is so much to do in Michigan. Grand Rapids in general has so many small parks, but also we did Pickerel Lake. We did a 3x3 there, but they have some good, I will call it hiking. You're in the woods, got some elevation change. Well, a little bit. There's some steep hills in there. So Josh, I would consider that hiking down in Pickerel Park. But there's Huff Park, Riverside Park actually is one of my favorite places to go. I mean, it's definitely a walk, but the trees there's people, it's wide open space. It's one of my favorite places to go, actually. Huff Park is another one. They have a cute little like boardwalk through, and then I've actually been there a lot also. So yeah, Grand Rapids in general has a lot of places to go hiking. Now I know
Seidman Park is not mentioned here. Fantastic. North Country Trail goes right through it. So you can always, if you do Seidman, you can always kind of have your tell people you've hiked a part of the North Country Trail. That's probably one of my favorite parks to go to. Beautiful scenery. You go over quite a bit of water features. Just a fantastic area to hike in. I would say also fall is the best time to hike. You get the color changes. The weather's perfect. Black flies are gone. And the night you get to have a fire in certain areas. You're allowed to do that. My favorite is the Manistee River Trail up north. It's only about an hour, 15 and a half drive from Grand Rapids. And one of the most beautiful trails, I would say, close to Grand Rapids. So fall is just a fantastic time to do the overnight hikes. It's a great opportunity to get out there and see a little bit more of Michigan that you wouldn't normally see.
So there's also some state parks closer to the lake shore. My favorites is Hoffmaster. There's Saugatuck Dunes, and there's a little Kirk Park in Grand Haven. That's a Ottawa County, I believe, park. Great places to get some exercise, some steps in, and see the lakeshore
and see the
Absolutely.
Colors.
The colors.
Everybody loves colors. That's why that's why people come to Michigan to see the colors. People come to the Midwest to see the colors. You got the fall color tours coming up, but we've talked about what we're going to do, primarily in the mornings, a lot of times in orchard tour is a lot of times, not all the time. It's in the morning. Corn maze, debatable. Your hike, maybe you're going to do in the morning, early afternoon, but then in the afternoon, evening, you're probably going to be thirsty. So Katie, what are we going to do?
We're going to go to some wineries and cider and go on a brewery tour.
Multiple times voted Beer City, USA, Grand Rapids, Michigan. I don't know if you guys knew this, but our rival is Asheville, North Carolina, as far as most breweries per capita, I believe. And we've won, I think, 2 of the past couple of years. So we are well known for being Beer City, USA. Not just beer, though. We've got some awesome distilleries. We've got some incredible cideries. So like Vandermill in Grand Rapids, incredible place there on the northeast side. People's Cider. Farmhouse, Hudsonville.
Farmhouse is great.
People's Cider, they've got a new location on Leonard Street, and they became well known down at the Fulton Street Farmers Market. Every Saturday morning, they'd be there selling their cider. So another great way to support some local businesses. Get involved with your beer tours and your outdoor activities that are going to be, Founders, New Holland, all the great places in Grand Rapids.
Fall is like the absolute perfect time to do that. There's just so many things to do. So this list is fantastic starter on activities and things to do in the fall. Just getting me kind of excited, you can kind of you can smell and feel the air already, and it's coming up, and it's just right around the corner.
Josh mentioned you could feel it September 1st, but let's just get real for people. The first day of fall doesn't technically start until September 22nd.
Well, great conversation today, guys. Plenty of things to do in Grand Rapids in regards to fall activities. So after you're done hiking, drinking, eating, and navigating your way through the corn maze, we'll let you guys get back to living in Grand Rapids. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Living in Grand Rapids, the podcast. Please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast and share with your friends. You can find us on Instagram at MayGroupGR or online at marketgrandrapids.com.